Hello, it is Monday, March 7th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Monday puzzle today, so it should be an easy one to ease us into the week. A themed puzzle. And this edition of the Daily Solve, this hopefully relatively gentle edition, is brought to us by Josh Lucas, David Innes, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster. So thank you to the three of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. And if you'd like to join their ranks and directly support this channel and this series, making it a sustainable part of my daily work, you can do that at patreon.com/dailysolve. And thank you to everybody who has done so at any level. And for that, you will, if you do it at the benefactor level, of course, you get this recognition, as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug. But at any level of the Patreon campaign, you also receive access to the extra channel on the Daily Solve Discord chat server, as well as all of the bonus solve videos that have gone up to date, and the new ones going up each week. So I suppose today is when the first full Bosswords Spring Themeless League puzzle is released. I'm looking forward to that. I probably won't be able to solve that at least until tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to it. And the two the practice puzzle and the preseason puzzle are up on the Patreon channel now, if you're interested in that. All right, so let's get on with it. This is a Monday puzzle, as I say, of course, constructed by Sam Acker, who appears to be another debut constructor. We've had so many of those in recent months. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Oh, look, I can actually highlight that down here now on our new look privacy screen. All right. So, ready to get started. Okay, I'm still using the old vocabulary, I guess. C, in France, look at this. For each of my days in France, I've had at least one bit of French vocabulary, so that could be mer. And it's worth bearing in mind that when a language is abbreviated like this, FR for instance, it doesn't mean the answer is going to be abbreviated. It's just a convention that languages including are often abbreviated. So don't let that confuse you, because ordinarily the fact that we see that FR abbreviation, that would usually suggest the answer is abbreviated. Not in this context. All right, anyway, what am I doing? Let's move on. Capital of North Macedonia. Oh, feels as though I should know this. This country only recently renamed itself to North Macedonia, as I recall, just within the last several years. But annoyingly, I can't remember the name of its capital. So, 26 things learned in kindergarten, the ABCs, I suppose, the 26 letters of the alphabet. Gibbon or gorilla, each of those is an ape. An Arctic mammal with tusks, a walrus, presumably. To be introduced to, could be to meet. Actress Tyler. Liv Tyler? I don't know why. For some reason, I always confuse Liv Tyler and Liv Schreiber. I know they have nothing. I know they're not. I don't think they have any connection to one another whatsoever, but I don't know why. I always make that mistake. The Eye of Roy G. Biv. So Roy G. Biv is the mnemonic used to remember the colors of the rainbow. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So the Eye of Roy G. Biv is indigo. And a farming-focused government organization. Something related to the Department of Agriculture, I would think. Haven't really been checking crosses on this puzzle. Let's keep that going. Let's just see how far I can get just solving a crosses. I don't know. It's an R. Oh, well, of course, as soon as I say that, I stumble upon a theme clue that makes me want to start looking at the downs. So here we have dessert for which I scream is ice cream. And actually, oh, right. So I could still read this down. With 11 down, proverb about delayed retribution. With a hint to the answers to this puzzle's starred clues. So this is going to be revenge is a dish best served cold, and ice cream will be one of the cold dishes. And we're going to presumably have other cold dishes served in this crossword. But maybe I'll keep doing this across the thing, and we'll see what happens when I get there. When Doubled, popular 1990s sitcom featuring Tia and Tamara Mowry. Is it sister sister? I sort of remember that from my youth. I think that's what it is. And sports organization for Rangers and Red Wings. Amazingly, I think I actually sort of recognize these team names, and I think this is the NHL, the National Hockey League, I believe. A group of whales is a pod of whales. Moines, Iowa would be Des Moines, Iowa. And pop singer lady, presumably this is Lady Gaga. There may be other pop singers whose name would fit this, but right. And even though I'm sort of not solving the down clues right at this moment, I can see that 3 down is going to be revenge, so it will have that G. Traditional English pub order of fish in a set stock. Traditional English pub order of fish in a set stock. Oh, I see. In a set, right. So jellied eels. Would have assumed that would be plural. Sorry, so what this means when it says a set stock, it means set as in, not set like a set menu, which has been predetermined, but set in the sense that the stock has a high gelatin contents, so it will physically set, which is how jellied things are made. And jellied eels is a classic English lunch, but I would have expected it to be eels, but maybe not. And there are some strange-looking crosses that make me wonder if this is incorrect. Should I stick with my my fairly silly plan here? Maybe I will. Just see what happens. Meeting handout. An agenda, maybe? Let's keep going. Let's see what happens. Undergarment with cups. It could be a bra. This looks wrong. Sorry, I need to... Oh, maybe it's jellied eels that is correct, but group of whales that's wrong. Is a group of whales a gam, maybe? I think that might be what's throwing me off. This all looks much better. All right, I'm going to stick with this across thing. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry if this is very annoying to you. This is the sort of thing I used to do when I solved the crossword, not on the video, is I would just sort of, especially on the easy days, I would set myself some arbitrary goal or challenge and just stick with it for whatever reason. So a bread for a Reuben sandwich would be rye bread, classic deli sandwich. I think a Reuben could have. I've seen a Reuben with either corned beef or pastrami. I've seen, and they're similar meat preparations, but I think I've seen it with each of those. Blank Lanka, Sri Lanka, we would assume. Slugger's stat for short. So a slugger is a baseball player. I assume this is RBI, runs batted in, I think, as I've essentially learned from the crossword. A dozen minus 1 would be 11, straightforward enough. A picnic bowl full. I mean, I say I'm not doing the downs, but obviously I can sneakily see what is coming next, at least in this third cell. Oh, right, and this is one of the theme clues, so it will be cold. What is served cold at a picnic in a bowl full? I don't know. Pasta salad, maybe? Is that? Yeah, okay, that actually works. Wow. Event that may be proctored, an exam, I suppose. Although, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't look, none of those look like good crosses once that's in there. A test is a, yes, okay, a test, though. The same thing, just a synonym for it. Where the biceps and triceps are found, one's arm. Election month, at least in the United States, is November. Federal elections, anyway. Well, and some others, but okay. State as well, often. Benchmark, abbreviation. A standard, perhaps? So a benchmark figure would be a standard figure to which you compare others. That's curtains for me. I'm dead or I'm gone. I'm dead. That's curtains for me, as the idiom suggests. That seems right. Tomato-based summer soup. Right. So gazpacho is a cold soup. That would fit our theme. Sci-fi princess could be Leia, who was in a crossword the other day as well, actually. Oh, I think I think Leo was in one of the boss words puzzle, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe it wasn't New York Times. They'll run together to me once I'm solving all these different crosswords. Part of an unruly mob. Oof, don't know. Blank the fields we go, o'er the fields we go, from Jingle Bells. The I of MIT, abbreviation. So MIT is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a very prestigious university. So the I is institute, and that itself will also be abbreviated. So it's probably the abbreviation that they want. Pretend shot in basketball lingo. I don't know. Fake out of some sort. I'm not sure what the term for this is. Slow Wi-Fi annoyance could be lag. Like a used fire pit. Ashy, perhaps? To be released from prison is to go home? And like wine labeled sec, so sec means dry, literally. So let's see. Is there any way I can now clean up the remaining acrosses? Is that going to be possible? Capital of North Macedonia. It's disappointing that I can't just get this. What about this? Farming-focused government. I might have to start using the acrosses. Let's do it. Pattern that might induce hypnosis. A twirl, perhaps? Citizen, played by Orson Welles, is Citizen Kane. Oh, this is probably swirl, not twirl, based on needing to create that city name. Ripe time of one's life would be old age. Fundamental as an urge would be primal. Moonshine container is a jug, and those in Spanish are esos. Oh, okay, well, I don't think I would have gotten this. So it's good that I gave up on my silly quest. So there's the capital of North Macedonia, and then here we have finding it funny is amused. Oh, is this the USDA maybe? Oh, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Best served. Coal to give up as land is to seed, and constellation part is a star. Okay, well I should have gone on my. I thought maybe it was going to be sort of, I don't know, a bureau of the Department of Agriculture or something. I should have gone ahead and put this in earlier, but I didn't. Conclude use of a computer, say, would be to log off, or it could be log out, actually, so I won't fill that in just yet. Sci-fi blockbuster of 2009 was Avatar, to which apparently there are still some 4 sequels coming or something. Boy, that was so long ago now. It's so funny, Avatar. I never saw Avatar, and it was absolutely everywhere for a while, and then it just seems like its influence on culture relative to other similarly successful big blockbuster films just seems like it really dissipated. All right, shop till you drop adventure, a shopping spree. Pharmaceutical product, a drug, I suppose. Blank Elliott, 3-time NFL Pro Bowler to fans, no idea. Part of an unruly mob could be a rioter, say it like a robot, a rioter, and pretend shot in basketball lingo. I don't know. And what about this? Be released from prison is to go free. There we go. Wall Street debut would be an IPO, an initial public offering. So here we have log off, not log out. And a pretend shot in basketball lingo. An up fake. That must be you sort of pretend. That makes sense. Oh, no. Someone even said in the comments the other day, why don't you check your answers for typos before, as you enter them in rather than at the end? Because this doesn't usually happen to me, but now it's happened to me twice in 2 days or 3 days, whatever the last one was. I mean, this looks right to me, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm sorry about this. You know what? Maybe I'll do it through the downs, because I actually haven't looked at almost any of the downs in this puzzle, so this is an opportunity to do so. So Timbuktu's country is Mali. The Epic of Gilgamesh is the classic, Sumerian epic. Probably got that wrong. Revenge is a dish best served cold. That looks correct. Oh, and we never looked at our answers. So I suppose this is serving as the puzzle recap as well. ice cream, jellied eel, pasta salad, and gazpacho. Those look right to me. Swirl might induce hypnosis, at least in I don't know, sort of fiction and films and things like that. We have Citizen Kane, played by Orson Welles. Old age is the ripe time of one's life. A primal urge is one that is fundamental, so that looks correct to me. Moonshine container is a jug. I mean, that seems correct as well. Those in Spanish are esos. That looks right as well. Finding it funny is amused. Here's the remainder of best served cold. To give up land is to cede it. A constellation part is a star. Jackie, known for doing his own stunts, is certainly Jackie Chan. As good as it gets is ideal. The sports organization for the Rangers and Red Sox is MLB. That looks right to me, Major League Baseball. A shocked reaction is a gasp. Taj Mahal City is Agra. That's correct. Boxers' punches are jabs. Sure. Steaming mad is ired. Yeah, this is the sort of thing you don't really hear people say much, but comes up in the crossword, but it seems correct, even though it's a little awkward. The colon of the smiley emoticon are the eyes, indeed. Pre-Easter period is Lent, yep. What gossipy people love to stir up, drama. McKellen, who played Gandalf, is Ian McKellen. At last singer James is Etta James, the great singer. Agreement between nations is a treaty, that is correct. And to conclude use of the computer log-off, we saw that already. We saw Avatar. We saw Spree. Pelvic bones are ilia, that looks correct. Suit and tie section in a department store is men's. A drug is a pharmaceutical product. This looks wrong. Oh, why did I say riotor? That was strange. I even commented on the strange way that I said it. And then I just typed it in again. I think what happened was there we go. Oh, no jingle today. I think what happened there was I just sort of oddly had a verbal slip in which I said riotor. I don't know why. And then I corrected myself and said, oh, I pronounced that strangely. But that seems to have short-circuited some sort of synapse in my brain that caused me to type it in that strange robotic way, as well as speaking it that way, and I never adjusted that part. I'm sorry, but that gave us an excuse to look through the puzzle and see all the clues we never saw. So we'll just quickly finish that off. To listen to is to hear. A Bacchanalian party is an orgy. Wall Street debut is an IPO, an initial public offering, and that's it. All right, so now we've seen the whole puzzle. Sorry about that strange performance today in multiple respects, but that was the Monday puzzle by Sam Acker. So a pretty straightforward Monday solve for the most part. Some tricky answers like Skopje. I'm sure I'm saying that in utterly incorrect manner. Anything else that was particularly tricky? There were things I didn't get on my first time around, like up fake and go free, but it's not necessarily that those were, I didn't know the phrase up fake, but with the crosses, it was easy enough to infer. Similarly, go free, I felt could have been a few different things, but it became pretty clear with some crosses. So I wouldn't just, even though I didn't get those my first pass, I wouldn't necessarily describe them as difficult, but the North Macedonian capital was difficult. And yeah, otherwise, I think a relatively straightforward Monday puzzle with a fun theme. Revenge is a dish best served cold, just like ice cream, jellied eel, pasta salad, and gazpacho. So there we have it. And now let's review a couple of clues from yesterday's puzzle. And the first of these is a pretty egregious error that I made. And I was corrected by Kathleen Quinn. So I completely incorrectly, I conflated the Dred Scott case, with the abolitionist movement in a way that, as I say, was quite incorrect. And so Kathleen Quinn has very properly corrected me and said, she's reminded me of something that I did once learn and then completely bungled and misstated yesterday in the way that I often do when I'm going through the crossword. And it's a great way to embarrass myself on video. Anyway, she explains Dred Scott versus Sanford was a landmark decision of the United States Supreme Court in which the court held the United States Constitution was not meant to include American citizenship for people of African descent, regardless of whether they were enslaved or free. So the rights or privileges that the Constitution conferred upon American citizens could not apply to them. It has since been universally condemned as the U.S. Supreme Court's most horrendous decision. It deepened the divide in the U.S. over slavery that eventually led to the U.S. Civil War. Following the end of that conflict in 1865, the Dred Scott decision was effectively superseded by the passage of the 13th and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, abolishing slavery and establishing constitutional rights for those born within U.S. borders. So, indeed, and thank you, Kathleen Quinn, for that extremely important correction. And Bice Dibley also explains regarding the term Neolithic. Neolithic is one of the subdivisions of the Stone Age, the other two being the Paleolithic and Mesolithic, so the Old Stone, the Middle Stone, and Neolithic, the New Stone ages. Stonehenge is probably the most famous Neolithic artifact in Europe, but big stones are not an actual requirement for Neolithic structures. Yes, good point, and I sort of muddled that a bit yesterday as well, so thank you, Bice Dibley, for that correction. And I think those are the only two that I saw anyway from yesterday, so thank you for both of those. I appreciate it. And I suppose that's it for today's crossword. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's might go up late in the day, so apologies if that ends up being true. But it'll go up at one point, at some point or another. So look forward to that, I suppose, if this is the sort of thing you look forward to. And do consider passing this on to a friend if you think someone might enjoy it. And do subscribe to the channel. If you've just found this, or if you've been watching it for a while and have yet to subscribe, please do. Appreciate it. And I think with that, I'm off. I'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday puzzle. Should be another fairly gentle puzzle. I hope you join me. And until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.